A little bit of tap dancing. Introduction. It's a beautifully hot day in Huddersfield and you're out for a walk. You pass by the entrance of the dungeon and you see Kevin and Annabelle standing there. Annabelle looks cross and Kevin looks guilty. Oh, we were filling up water balloons in the dungeon, ready to have a water fight, and Kevin turned all the taps on so tightly that we can't turn them off, Annabelle tells you. And now the dungeon is filling up with water. Oh, if we don't turn them off, then it's going to flood the dungeon and then the town. Oh, it's not my fault the taps are so stiff, Kevin says grumpily. I'm just not strong enough to turn them off. Could you do it for us? You agree and start climbing down into the dungeon. Story card C. There are barrels full of dirty washing and sacks full of soap powder in this area. This must be where the monsters in the dungeon do their laundry. There's a tap which is turned on and splashing water all over the floor, and there's a drain under the tap which should be taking all the water away, but unfortunately it's blocked. When you take a look at the drain, you discover it's blocked up with mouldy old gremlin socks and dirty goblin underpants. There's no way you're going to use your hands to clear that blockage. It's far too disgusting. You're going to need a special tool for that. Story card I. This is the area where the monsters keep all their tools. However, monsters don't really have much of an interest in DIY, so there's not much here except an old chest, a plunger and a tap, which is currently pouring water out all over the floor. Story card J. You see a grubby bathtub with a big hairy creature sitting in it. The creature is scrubbing its feet with a bit of rag tied to a stick and is singing loudly and out of tune. Both of the bath taps are turned on and the water is spilling out all over the floor. Oi, do you mind? I'm having a bath here, the creature shouts angrily and throws its rubber duck at you. The creature leaps out of the bath, wraps a towel around its waist, then slips on the soap on the floor and falls over backwards back into the bath with a huge splash. Oh, blooming heck, it mutters angrily as it gets out of the bath again. You are going to get a right walloping for this. Story card F. There are two goblins in this room. One is short and fat and the other is tall and thin. The short one is opening up drawers and emptying their contents into a sack. It looks like it's trying to rob the place. The thin one is over by the sink, dancing around and splashing in the water from the running tap. Marv, the short one shouts. Stop messing around in that water and help me with the loot. Oh, but I like it, Harry, the thin one says. Water could be our calling card. We could call ourselves the Wet Bandit Goblins. Suddenly, the goblins notice you. Harry picks up a nearby mop and waves it menacingly, while Marv puts a bucket over his head as a helmet. Charge! They shout. If you win the quest. You manage to turn off all the taps and you run out of the dungeon before you get into any more trouble. You firmly suggest to Kevin and Annabelle that they find somewhere else to fill up their water balloons next time. Well done, adventurers. You have won the quest. If you lose a quest. You limp out of the dungeon just in time as the water rises up and spills out of the entrance. The water flows down the hillside and sweeps through the town of Huddersfield, catching everybody by surprise as they suddenly find themselves knee-deep in muddy dungeon water. You suddenly realise that as your bedroom is downstairs, your bed is going to be soaking wet. Oh, you're going to have a very soggy night's sleep tonight. You lost the quest. Better luck next time.